Hey dealers, are you feeling the pressure at your store like somebody's cranking the vise tighter every day?
Well, grab a crowbar because we're about to hand you the 3-step escape plan to pry yourself free.
Hey, I'm Travis Miller.
And I'm Jimmy V.
And this is the show that helps you build a better dealership. All right, ding, 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 V.
That's right, T. Ding, ding. Let's get rocking and rolling here. You know, we talk to dealers every day. On the phone, calling in, calling out. We talking to dealers. We're listening to what they have to say. Our members, we're interacting with them on our Rich Dealers Connect forum, and we are hearing similar things over and over and over again about the current automotive industry climate, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, especially, the worst that we hear comes from people who aren't part of the group. They're getting the worst of it, taking the brunt of it.
Mm-hmm.
And what people tell us is that it feels like, this is a common idea, that it feels like they're in a vice, they're in a squeeze, they're being like the walls. It's like that scene in Star Wars when they're in the trash compactor and all the the walls are closing in from all sides and they're getting squeezed. That's what it feels like. That's what dealers tell us. It feels like right now that, the walls are closing in on them and like everything is going wrong all at once. I mean, let's think about some of the things that are screwed up.
I've heard everything from it. I feel like every month is survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
We're working harder, but making less. We're getting squeezed from every angle. There might be some, there are some high spots, like inventory comes back. But then there's not enough leads to make it move, right? Like, so you get one reprieve and you get another problem to fill in, to backfill, right?
Yeah, I mean, think about like just a few years ago when, you had so many customers and so much gross, but the problem is we couldn't get any cars. Now all of a sudden you can get cars, but we can't get the customers. It's like if it's not one thing, it's the other. And right now it just seems to be
you can't get them financed because there's, the interest rates are too high. The credit availability is too low. Like it's a whole new era for the automotive industry. And, for too many dealers, I think right now is a time where they're just feeling like a slow and steady squeeze. This is the trash compactor, and they're just in there, and the walls are closing in. Margins are evaporating. Floor plan interest rates are climbing. Interest rates for customers are climbing, and that's causing the inability to sell and make deals.
And a few years ago, it seemed like every customer was perfectly happy to pay MSRP plus, and now all of a sudden dealers are back to negotiating. So it's like, just at the time when you really need that margin back, it disappears.
Yeah. So what should a dealer do? That is the question. If you were listening to this and you're shaking your head and you're saying, yeah, that sounds like what I'm experiencing, then you're probably also saying, like, what can I do?
Mm-hmm.
How do I escape from the trash compactor here and relieve myself from getting squished over time?
Yeah.
And because, right around the corner is tariffs, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
And so, we work with dealers every day. As we said, we're listening to them, but we're also solving their problems because that's what we do. Mm-hmm. We're a problem-solving partnership, right? That's what you and I do. We kind of solve problems all day long. We try to figure out the solutions to the tough problems that are holding dealerships back, keeping them from profiting and keeping them from having a business in life that's ESP, enjoyable, simple, and prosperous.
It's right on the shirt, so it's real.
That's right. It's true.
These problems that we're talking about, these problems that, that you're talking about, that everybody's talking about, these are real problems. But I want to share a bold idea with you. These are red ocean problems.
That is true.
And if you're not familiar with what I mean by that, there's a book by the title, The Blue Ocean Strategy, and it's worth checking out. But the fundamental idea is that a red ocean is one that's filled with lots of competitors who are mostly all the same. And, the commoditization game forces everybody down to the bottom. And it's a zero net sum game. And ultimately, everybody becomes a loser. And the real solution, the real way to escape from the red ocean is one essentially where you're a category of one, where there really aren't very many, if any, competitors at all. And and those that exist aren't really trying to eat each other because there's enough space for everybody to coexist. And Rich Dealers has been, interestingly, really our entire career has been building blue ocean strategies even before the book existed. We didn't know what a blue ocean or a red ocean was, but we knew the idea, right? Which was, we knew the idea of being a category of one. And that really is the solution, to become a category of one. Dealers that remain lumped in with all the other dealers in their market, in their state, in the country, like, are doomed. It's kind of like being on the Tower of Terror in at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Like, that thing is going to come crashing down. You may not know exactly when, but that elevator is coming down.
Yeah, it's these the solution here is to remove yourself from the ordinary business model that is being squeezed, and put yourself in a category of one. We always say same as lame, right? We've known that before Blue Ocean. We were saying same as lame, right? You have to be different. You have to stand out if you want to sell more. And by creating an experience and an opportunity and using a strategy that other dealerships are not doing, using, and in a lot of cases are unwilling to do. Right? And when you do that, then you're not held by the same constraints that the rest of the market is held to. You're not constrained the way they're constrained. And that is the solution here. That is the only solution here, because I do not see this ordinary commodity car dealership business model getting better quickly in the near term.
Or maybe ever.
Yeah.
So there are three, like, to get more specific, because this is a general idea from red ocean to blue ocean. Great. Sounds great, guys. How do I do it? I'm going to give you three sort of big ideas, moves that you can execute to escape the vice, to escape the squeeze. And the first one is to sell to customers who are not obsessed with the lowest price. Now, this is interesting. As an industry, the car business is obsessed with the lowest price.
Yes. I mean, it's the customers are, dealers would say the customers are obsessed with the lowest price. But I would say that the dealers are also obsessed with the lowest price, or at least that's how they present themselves. And really, this problem, this price problem, this commodity problem, this race to the bottom mentality has been foisted upon dealers by the industry. It has been created by the industry, largely by vendors and technology tools and disruption, causing the customer to do the work, all of the effort on self-education, and that self-education starts and ends with price.
Yeah, I had I was getting a haircut a few weeks ago, and toward the tail end of my session there with the barber, the next guy came in and was waiting patiently there, and he was wearing a dealership shirt. He was a salesperson at a local dealership, and he went on to have a conversation with the barber. I've been seeing the same guy for 6 or 7 years. Nice guy named Cal the barber. And he's having a conversation with Cal the barber, and he's telling Cal, he's just griping how terrible work has been lately, feeling the squeeze, right? And his big gripe was that so many customers come in and they got questions about the vehicles. They want to get in them.
He was in the car business.
He's a car salesman. He's a salesman at a car dealership. So the customers come in, they want to sit in the car, see how they fit in the car. They got questions that could easily find the answers to online, and they're coming and asking him, and he doesn't understand why. And then then they tell them something like, well, I'll probably be in the market in 3 to 6 months, or I really got to, get my husband involved before I can buy. These were words coming out of his mouth, his frustrations. And I just sat there with a zip lip. I wasn't getting him involved, because I don't give, well, I was going to say I don't give free advice, but I guess that's not true because we're doing this show for free. But certainly not one-on-one spot free advice. I retired from
Well,
that
it
business a
requires
long time
somebody
ago.
with the desire to watch this. So
Yeah. Okay. True. The cost of admission is that you watch this far in the
right.
video. And so, but I realized like this guy was like, they're wasting my time, burning my up, and they're not that serious. And he says, I just wish that people would do their research online, and when they're ready to buy, just come in, let me know. I will help them get it done. Like,
And really, don't even come in unless you're ready.
yeah. Oh, exactly. Don't come in unless you're really ready. Don't come in and
Right.
asking questions and wanting to see if you can fit in the damn thing. Like, that's stupid.
Right.
And I'm thinking, God, this guy obviously misses it. He does not understand his role in the world or in this business, right? And this is true for a lot of people in business. He doesn't understand that people are looking. They're looking for confidence and value. They're looking for clarity. They want to feel reassured that they're making a good choice. And if he could bring that to the interaction with the customer, a lot of those 3 to 6 month deals would probably become, 3 to 6 day deals, or maybe 3 to 6 hour deals, right? He could
imagine that.
he could he could accelerate the process, right? But instead, he's just got this idea that, oh, I'm here to process the paperwork. Whatever we all give everyone the lowest price. Like, this is all about this. Like, they've just forgotten the role that they play in the world and in the business. And most dealerships have forgotten this. They're just processors of the transaction. And it's like I don't know. It's like every car dealership wants to be Aldi. You know what I mean? Like, we got the Piggly Wiggly. We got the lowest price
The thing
crap that you can
if they
buy.
continue down the path, they provide no value, so they have no value. So of course you're gonna have to sell for the lowest possible price.
Yeah,
It's
no
gonna be
value.
a terrible experience, and ultimately then you're unnecessary. And guess what? This is exactly why and how the manufacturers go from selling through a dealer network to selling direct, because they don't need you any longer.
Right. It's all part. Yeah, it's part of the trap, man. This is a 20-year plan, man. They're executing this.
We talked about it in
Oh.
this,
You have the book. I brought it with me. I wanted to hold it up and show it.
Invasion of the Profit Snatchers. We talked about it 20 years ago in the freaking book.
Well, that wasn't 20 years ago.
15
13
years ago.
13 years ago. Okay, 13 years ago.
Let's be accurate. 13 years ago, we wrote it in the book. We said this was going to happen. We even named Carmazon.com, and here we are now. Amazon getting into the car business. Well, you don't think that's about low price? I mean,
yeah, right.
If you're thinking that you're going to win the low price game against Amazon, you're on crack. Okay, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, right.
You better be doing something different if you want to avoid this squeeze. But you have to now unwind years of bad education and bad thinking by both salespeople and dealer managers, and even yourselves. Deprogram from this blue ocean self-education.
Red ocean. They're in the red ocean.
Oh, red ocean, and get yourself into a place where you're thinking about, how do I differentiate myself by doing something different, talking and delivering an experience and an opportunity,
right,
and a product that's different than a low price commodity vehicle. And this goes back to the dealerships. A dealer is not a retail business. It's a service business. We are in the service, and I don't mean automotive service. I mean servicing customers, providing a professional service. And that professional service is helping customers understand the car buying process, understand the vehicles and products that are in this marketplace, and connecting those products and services to the needs of the customer, then facilitating the transaction from both the identification of the right product for their needs and the financing of that product, so that they can drive home in the nicer new car that they want or need or can afford. Like, this is the business we're in. It's not waiting for someone to come in who's figured it all out and writing up the deal. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
wonder why there's no growth, because you don't deserve any growth.
All right. So this brings us to move number 2, okay? Which is to attract motivated buyers who want help, not just a deal.
Going back, this is the blue. This is the blue
That's the
ocean.
blue ocean strategy, right? Now remember
You're
that, like, this
solving
guy,
problems.
this sales guy, opposite
No
of this, right?
interest.
Like, no interest in this. Like, please don't bring people to me who need help. I don't have the time or patience to help people. You're wasting my up, right?
So you got questions? Ask ChatGPT. Don't ask me.
Topic for a different day, but ask ChatGPT where the best dealership to buy from in your area is and see if your name comes up. Because if it doesn't, you're missing a huge opportunity there. It's a different topic. It's something else that we work on and help dealers with. But gosh, you certainly don't want people to go into ChatGPT if your name isn't on that list.
Sure. I mean,
All right.
pathetic. It's just pathetic. It's pathetic thinking, and it's pathetic behavior. And
Yeah.
it's a disease. It's a disease that will drive you to the trash compactor.
Yeah.
To be
Okay.
completely squeezed out of the market.
So if you want to attract people who want help and not just a deal, then how do you do that? Because again, if I were you, I'd be saying, great idea. How do we do it? It's pretty simple. You have to change your messaging. You have to change the conversation. And the conversation has to stop being about the low price, about the deal.
And the product and the price. You have to get
Right.
out of the commodity game.
Right. And start making the conversation about the ways that you can help, about the service that you can provide. You change the conversation. We attract the customers that that our messaging is designed to attract.
Oh,
and so
put bait out there. It's like fishing. If you put a certain kind of bait, you're going to catch a certain kind of fish.
exactly.
If you put a tiny piece of bait out, you're not going to catch a big fish. If you put a type of bait that one type of fish is attracted to, you're not going to catch a different kind. Like
exactly.
You're getting what you're looking for.
That's right. And so, if you want the big game fish, you need the right kind of trolling lure, topwater lure to get the strikes.
That's right.
And it's got the right.
If you want price shoppers, then put out a price message.
Yeah, I mean, dealerships get exactly what they ask for. And it's because like 99% of dealerships are executing a playbook that was written for them by the manufacturers and by the vendors. They wrote the playbook.
The vendors that are colluding with the manufacturers.
Yeah. And the playbook is designed very simply. This is what the book Profit Snatchers is all about. All right. And it's as relevant today than it was 13 years ago, maybe more so, probably more so. The playbook is designed to run all of you out of business so that you can be replaced. Like, and in a world where AI exists, which is the world that we're in now, like the pace just got picked up like 10 or 100 times. This is moving 10 to 100 times faster than it was 3 years ago. Okay. Number 3. If you want to escape the race to the bottom, you need to use, you'll see these all go together. Okay.
Right.
You need a unique message that gives you pricing power.
Right. The pricing power that you get comes from a discussion that doesn't revolve around price.
Right. So the unique message has to be something that makes you stand out. It's a blue ocean messaging strategy. And this is, by the way, this is why Rich Dealers exist. This is what we do. We create a blue ocean messaging strategy that gives dealerships pricing power, because what we don't talk about is cars at the lowest price. That's never part of our messaging strategy. It's really that simple.
If we get away from that, then we can talk to customers about things that are more important, more valuable, more emotional. And when we can do that, we can pivot the conversation and help people in a much greater way understand them, help them get what they're looking for, rather than just pushing people into vehicles, have people being frustrated with the experience, having salespeople that don't deliver any value. And then you guys wonder why, like, people don't value you being there. Like,
yeah, right.
I mean, I don't know how many comments I see on social posts that we put out that are talking to dealerships, not talking to consumers. But, consumers end up finding them, right? And then the consumers, more than the dealers, comment.
Yeah. And say very nasty things.
And the consumers say very nasty things. They say what they're thinking. And what they're thinking is, these dealers are worthless. These dealers suck. These experiences suck. We don't need them. We don't want them. We want to buy direct. And why? Why do they want all of that? Because you guys are doing it wrong. You're not addressing their concerns. You're not addressing their needs. And ultimately, they do want you, because all the data actually shows that they want to test drive the vehicle, that they want to see, feel, and touch the car before they end up buying it.
They want help in the process. They want to make sure that they want to be reassured that they're making a good decision.
So they do want you for what you really should be doing. They don't want you for what you think you're supposed to be doing.
Right. Exactly. So, all right. Look, obviously this is a passionate subject. This turned into a bit of a feisty episode. This is like Better Dealerships Habanero edition. It's a bit spicy. But look,
obviously we're not two guys that are just trying to sell some shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what this is about. It's not what it's ever been about. We are about helping entrepreneurs succeed to a great level. And again, enjoyable, simple, and prosperous business and life. And that comes from embracing what it is that you are uniquely qualified and there to do and to serve. Enjoyable, simple, and prosperous comes from serving people, in using your gifts and talents to serve people. And that's what this business is really about. It's about serving people and helping them get something that is very emotional, very big purchase. One of the few purchases of this size that most people make. And we have this great opportunity to do that.
Yeah, to be a partner of the process.
To be a partner in that process. And we just blow it constantly.
Yeah.
And, we've been for 13 years talking about this exact thing, writing about this exact thing. And, we get passionate about it. We get passionate about helping.
Look, that's because we've seen firsthand many, many times the transformative power of this idea. Like, it literally changes people's entire lives, entire businesses, saves people's lives, saves people's businesses, changes everything for the better. And it's
reclaim your power, reclaim your freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Hey, we'd love to know what you think. Leave a comment.
Right? Are we full of crap or what?
Yeah, somebody thinks we are. That's fine.
Maybe someone thinks we are. Fine. I'm
that's
interested
fine.
to hear it.
Leave a comment. Let us know.
Leave a comment, like and subscribe. Come join us at our discussion group at betterdealerships.com. And if you like what we're saying and you want to learn more about how we can help you create a blue ocean strategy for your dealership, for you to stand out and sell more without spending more in advertising, then come check out richdealers.com. That's where we're at. You can learn about our programs. You can learn about our opportunities, and you can contact us there. And either way, keep watching, and we'll be sharing more information with you. Until next time, stay classy.